Good morning, everyone. I am running late today. I don't know if you can hear that in the background. That is the sound of quartz being cut for the shower niches. And the plasterer is also here. The plasterer got here at 7 a.m. this morning. That's like so early. Usually that's when my husband and I are out walking, but this morning I walked on the treadmill. And so there's just lots of chaos going on. And I don't know if you're like me, but when there's a lot of things going on in the background, it's really hard to focus. And also, I must admit, I am a bit of a control freak, and I do like to make sure I say hi to everyone when they come in, and I want my questions answered, and anything that I notice from the day before, I want to talk about it just to make sure that we're on the same page, because if there's something that is done that isn't caught early enough, it's going to be a harder mistake to fix. And maybe it's not even a mistake. Maybe it's like a preference or something like that. So it really distracts my brain and I have a hard time focusing. So I'm here though, and today's Casing Tuesday, and thank you so much, all of you, for joining me. I'm honored that you are joining me this morning. So, Casing Tuesday is when we take a card out of the catalog and we give it a makeover. We have a Facebook page for it where you can post your card and you can see what other people post as well. So if you're looking for that link, look down below in the description of the video. That's where all the links are. It is where all the links for all the supplies I'm using today, the link back to my blog, the link to almost everything that I'm going to talk about today is down in the description of the video. Some people don't realize though that you have to click on it's either see more or show more, and then it opens up that whole description for you. It's not just a one-line description, it opens up, so you need to click that in order to see all the things, all the information that you might need to know about today's live. So let's get started. And well, first of all, let's talk about a couple of things that are happening this month with Stampin' Up. We do have a kits collection special running all month. So that's 30% off of our kits. And there are over 30 kits that are in the collection right now, and they're all up to 30% off. So it's a really good deal. But the best kit of all is the starter kit. And we've already had 2 new people join our team this month, and I'm so grateful that they joined me and my team. And it is a great deal this month. Stampin' Up offers a starter kit special a couple, maybe 3 times a year. And this one is one of the easiest ones because it's extra dollars in your starter kit. And if you're wondering if this is for you, are you purchasing a lot of Stampin' Up products? Then this is probably for you. If you're enjoying the stamping experience, it is definitely for you. If you want to belong to something bigger, if you want to belong to my team, if you want inside information about Stampin' Up, this is a great thing to do to get the starter kit. So I'm just going to pop up, where's my starter kit banner? It is somewhere here. I have so many things in this little thing. Okay, starter kit special right here. Okay, so this month the starter kit is $99, which is the normal starter kit price, but instead of getting $125 worth of product in your starter kit, you get $155 worth of product in your starter kit. So that's $30 more than normal, but if you just subtract 99 from 155, it is like getting $56 for free, plus the starter kit ships for free. So if you have a big order to place, it's kind of a no-brainer just to go ahead and get the starter kit. And then if you have questions about the starter kit, you can check out my starter kit page on my website, qbsquest.com/join, and that's going to help answer some of your questions. And if you still have questions you can email me, brendaqstamps@gmail.com, and I'd be happy to answer your questions. And I mentioned this because I think it took me 3 years to get the starter kit. And I just got the starter kit just because I wanted the discount for myself. Now, it happens to be that I am a little bit ambitious down deep, and I actually wanted to share Stampin' Up! With other people. So I jumped right on it, and I did start a club right away. But you don't have to. A lot of my team are happy hobbyists who shop for themselves. They just spend the minimum amount on themselves, and they're happy because they get a discount. They're happy because they're part of Stampin' Up! So you do not have to do what I do. You can if you want to, but you absolutely don't have to, and you will be in good company because actually most demonstrators are hobbyists. So I'm just going to put that up there. It's a good deal. Starter kit ships for free, so it is awesome. All right, let's talk about one more thing. I do have a host code going this month. And if you spend at least $50 with me and use the host code, you will be getting, where are my little, there they are. I have to find them on my thing. These are the Regal foil dots. That is the gift that I've chosen. Now, last month, I wanted to get those peppermint dots and I couldn't, but I chose the druzy gems, and they were very, very pretty and sparkly, and they actually cost more than the peppermints. So I picked something cool as a replacement, and I hope everyone who gets them enjoys them. I try really hard not to do a replacement, but since I order at the beginning of the month, I didn't want to wait however many weeks it was before the peppermint dots came back in. So now we're doing Regal foil dots, and these are really pretty. They've got gold foiling in them, so they are a really nice embellishment. Okay, now let's talk about today's card. Let's talk about it. It is right here. And this card has a lot going on. In fact, it has a lot more going on than I can probably handle. So you can probably guess that this was not my card pick, but that's okay, because we can take any card and we can kind of make it our own, right? We can take the elements of it that we like and change them around. So this is on page 50 of the holiday catalog right now. And we also give you a sketch. So here's the sketch, and I didn't follow the sketch exactly either, but that's okay too, because I took the key elements from the sketch and used them on my card. So you'll still be able to see the bones of this card in my card. So, and it also has measurements in case you don't know all the measurements or can't eyeball them yet or ever. It's easy just to see from those measurements. Sorry, I have some sunshine glare in the background. I did block off some of the beautiful sunshine on my work desk, but there's a different angle where it's coming in and hitting this camera right now, and I have to kind of just live with it, because the weird thing is about the sun, I have a big slider in front of me right now, and that sunshine moves all the time, and it shifts during the season too. And so I know this is my temporary studio, so I haven't really spent a lot of effort in blocking out the sunshine, because it's not always sunshiny either. So anyway, I hope that's not too distracting for you. All right, let me show you my card for today. Here it is. Look at it, it's so cute and sparkly. And I turned this into a birthday card. And look at those little snowflake swirls on the inside. I feel like I kind of got the perfect placement for that. So I'll show you how I did that. And this is basically a very simple card, but I'm still going to show you how to make it, because sometimes along the way, I will have a tip that I can share with you that will make things easier for you in future cards. All right. I also wanted to mention this is something I have not done in the past, because even though I share a lot about what's going on in my life, sometimes like I have a hard time sharing everything in my life. And one of the hardest things for me, I think, is to receive gifts, because I don't have a problem giving, but I have a trouble receiving. I don't know. Do you have that problem too? I find it hard when people do things for me, and I just sometimes don't know how to react. Like, I'm super grateful, but I don't know how to react. And so in the past, when people have sent me cards and gifts and things like that, I haven't shared them because it's uncomfortable for me because I don't know how to react. I don't know. Maybe something was missing in my DNA or whatever, but I am going to start sharing things. If I get a card in the mail from someone, if it's handmade, I'm going to try and start sharing them. And so I just had a couple things that I wanted to share with you that I thought was really sweet, and really touched my heart too. So I'm going to start to try and do that when I have something. It probably won't happen every week, and I will do it on Tuesdays, because on Fridays generally I have a longer tutorial, and I'll need more time. On Tuesdays we have a little bit of extra time. So I just wanted to share with you, I got this card in the mail from demonstrator Cheryl Hamilton. It's so cute. And she says it's a little happy Halloween card. This uses the Potions and Spells bundle, and the cat's upside down. It's so cute. And she just wanted to let me know, she says, thanks for sharing your wonderful tutorials. And she says, aloha, Cheryl. Cheryl lives on the beautiful island of Maui. And so I thought that was really sweet. And I do love it when other demonstrators, use my projects in their classes, or if people make my things, like that's why I'm doing this. So you will make my stuff. So don't ever feel like you can't make what I'm making. So thank you so much, Cheryl. I really appreciate that card. And then I wanted to share, yesterday I got this little note. This is from Nancy Hobbs. She says, you need these. Thanks for all you do. Look what she sent me. She sent me some real red and white adhesive peppermint dots, which I've never been able to get. And she thought I needed them. And I appreciate that so much, Nancy. They are supposed to be coming back in stock this week. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to decorate my little gingerbread house. I'm going to add some peppermint dots. And when I notice these are back in stock, I'm going to send out an email if you're on my email list and let you know that they're back in stock in case you want to grab them. But isn't this cute? I think this little gingerbread house definitely needs some dots. So thank you so much, Nancy. That was really was unexpected, and I thought it was so cool, because I guess these are so like precious. I thought, wow, like that's so cool that someone would actually send me their precious dots. So very sweet. All right. Why don't we get stamping, and I will show you today's card and how I made it. All right. Oh, my desk is messy. Let's zoom in, and then there'll be less mess. I have a piece of cards, like a big piece of 2 feet by 3 feet poster board, trying to block off some of the light on my desk. So hopefully it will do a good job. Okay, so let's talk a couple of things that I use, the products. This is the Countryside Corners dies. That was for this label. These, we can talk about these later. Those are the faceted gems. I used the one of a kind bundle. And the reason I'm using this, I want to do a 3D with this snowflake later on. This is why I bought the bundle. But then when I looked at the layout for the card, I was like, snowflakes, and let me use that. So that's why I actually got this bundle, but I wanted to make a birthday card out of it, because we do have winter birthday cards. And then I used the happy birthday on the inside. This one of a kind, it did not come with a birthday greeting, so I grabbed that from Unbounded Love. This is one of my go-to greeting stamp sets right now because it's got some really sweet inspirational greetings. And this one also comes with, it is part of a bundle, but today I'm just using a stamp set. Okay, let me pop these away for a moment. Maybe not putting my dies too far out of the way. One other thing I did use, this paper is kind of funny because it's actually a very floral paper. But I was looking through my papers and I wanted kind of a blue paper. And so I was flipping through Unbounded Beauty and I found this nice kind of blue-green paper. And so I decided it would be perfect for this snowflake background. This has actually got a lot of florals in it, but I like that Stampin' Up. They'll put like a pattern like this now, and then they'll put like a neutral pattern on the back. So, you know, that has more range now, right? Like I can use this very floral paper and I can use it for a winter card. See, I think I could also use this pattern here. I think this would also work for like a snowy themed card. So I know I shouldn't even say the S word right now, right? Because we're only in October and I don't want to have it suddenly come and the weather is getting colder. All right, so I have a piece of cardstock here that measures 8.5 by 5.5, and I previously scored this at the 4.25 inch mark, or you can fold it in half. I like to score my cards before I fold them. What is going on here? I did not do that right. Okay. When was I scoring? Oh my goodness. Let's bring this out. What did I score at? I scored at 4 3/8. Okay. That is not good. Let's redo this. Let's score this at 4.25. I think I was reaching over and I don't think I did a very good job of doing this. So let's pop this back. This will be the back of the card. So you barely will see my mistake. So would you have left this or would you have started with a new card base? I think because this is a very light line, I think I can get away with it and just flip it to the back. So would you have done that or would you have started all over again? I don't know. I think part of the reason is my rest of my cardstock is out of the room. So I would have to run and get it. So I have to make do, but I actually don't think that's a terrible mistake. I think it's a very, very, people might not even notice that that's there. Unless you're super detail oriented. So what I did with this piece here, I cut that paper and let me get the name of it again. It is Unbounded Beauty. Actually, then it must match with our, the bundle, the Unbounded Love. I think it's part of that suite. So ironically, I just ended up grabbing that one. Okay, so I cut a piece of paper to 5.25 by 4, and then I cut a piece of basic white to match that. The reason I did that, and I'm going to glue these two together, is I want to wrap ribbon around here, and I don't want to wrap it around my entire card base. And this paper is really, like, it's a little too light. And so I want to have a little bit of stability. So I'm going to back this up with a little bit of basic white, or you can use another scrap color. Just make sure if it's a darker color, maybe cut it a little bit shorter than your designer series paper in case it peeks out. And also if it's dark and your paper is light, it could maybe potentially show through, but I just decided to use basic white, and I think that lines up back nicely because, you know, the edge is white there as well. So then before we glue this to the card, we need to take this and wrap it around here and tie a bow. So I kind of just wrap it around, and I kind of leave a couple of inches on either side. I think someone told me that if you are doing a wrap, you can cut your ribbon. I think it's like 3 times the size of your length. So since this is 5 1/4, you would just times that by 3. Let's see. Oh, I don't have my ruler here today, but I bet you that's about right. That's probably about 15 inches in length. It looks a bit more. So that's true. If you're just gonna tie and do a knot, especially with this big chunky ribbon. So I'm just gonna take this down here, and we can arrange this a little bit better where we want it in a moment. Just make sure it's flat on the back and tie your first knot. And then this is where having locking tweezers is just awesome. Everyone should have locking tweezers as a crafter if you're going to tie bows or knots. And these ones are in the Embossing Editions toolkit. And then I'm just going to decide, okay, this one is going to, okay, I'm going to bring this over because this one I want over here, and this one's going over here. This one's going like this. I don't know if you do that too when you're tying a bow. You kind of look at which way the ends are going to go and kind of decide how you're going to tie it. Depending on which way you tie it, your little ends might go in one direction versus another direction. So we want to make sure that knot is pretty close to the end. Okay. And then once you like the placement of that, I'm going to kind of look at the card I already made and judge by that where to place this. If you are building this card for the first time, you might want to wait till your label is ready before you glue this, so that you can adjust that. So maybe that's what we'll do. We'll just let that sit for a moment while we create this label here. Okay, so we need to do a little die cutting, and we'll bring in our little mini. I love the mini. Okay, I think this, oh no, my piece of cardboard is flying. The masking tape I used is losing some of its stickiness. Press down. Okay, let's see if that holds for the rest of my video. Oh, and it's not in the right spot, is it? Okay, well, we'll just have to, oh, that might bother people. Okay, let me move it down just a bit. I think if I move it down, about here, I think that will work. I don't know, it's weird because when I'm over on the window side, I can't see the sunshine, and as soon as I get over here on this angle, I can see it. So we'll just work with it. Okay, let's look at the plates for our mini machine. My machine is tight, so I don't use the recommended #1 plate. Let's put that away. We'll use our #3 plate. It's a little thinner and it works better, and it comes with your machine. So if you have a tight machine, go ahead and use the #3 plate, and you will thank me. You'll be very happy with that. So we're going to grab the 3rd largest Countryside Corners die, and we're going to grab, I'm going to have to cut this a little bit shorter. Oh, no, that's not the right one. I'm glad I didn't cut that because I actually have one that's the right size. I was thinking, why did I cut it so big? I just need a little bit of basic white, and we're going to run this through. And let's just, for me, it's easier if I stand up and do this. And don't worry if it makes that cracking noise. That's just everything crunching together. That's normal. Okay, so here we have our label. And then we need to cut a snowflake. And I've got a little piece of silver foil. And we'll grab that snowflake and we'll pop that on here. Same sandwich as before. And just run this through. When I have an intricate die that has a lot of different detail on it, I like to go through and then I go back over, and I think that just helps cut things through. So let's just peel this off and hopefully everything got cut. I'm just going to move this to the side. Let's take a look. I'm going to poke these out while it's in my die. Sometimes they fall out right away. And like the snowflake would fall out right away out of the die. But with foil, it has a tendency to want to stick into there. So there it is. It's a silvery snowflake. Now, I will let you know, we do have silver foil sheet. It is on my supply list, but it is out of stock until the beginning of November. So when it comes back in stock, make sure to pick some up for your Christmas cards or your holiday projects, because I think it's kind of almost like a staple of the holiday seasons. We also have gold, but I think silver is kind of more of a snowflakey color. Okay, let's pop the dies out of the way and let's bring in some ink. And first of all, we'll start off with Pretty Peacock. I'm using a darker color than Coastal Cabana because Coastal Cabana would be really, really light on here. And I think it would blend in too much with the snowflakes. So I purposefully chose a darker color to use for my greeting. And I could use, there's two greetings that I would consider for the birthday card. This one would be nice too. Sending a flurry of happy wishes and then happy birthday on the side. Or you're a one-of-a-kind wonderful friend, which just happens to already be on a block. So I'm going to use that. And we'll just ink that up in the Pretty Peacock. And I just want to stamp that somewhat close to the bottom right. Okay, so it's just kind of hanging out over here. So the original card had additional layers, and I feel like you can kind of, I don't know, bring them all together. I felt like it was a little overkill, and you have to have the right size greeting if you're going to do all that layering. So this just worked out fine for me just to eliminate some of those layers. And then I want this big snowflake over here, and I'm going to use Pool Party. And Pool Party is a fairly light blue-green color, so I do like it. Now, if yours is really intense, you could stamp it off once. But I think just having, I think this is good. And if it's too, I'm sorry about the sunshine. I thought I had that in the right place, but apparently not. It's kind of, where is the end of my piece of, okay, let's see if I can get it when I'm standing over here. Let's go down just a bit more. Let's see if that works. Maybe I'm up to, okay, it's shadowing. Sorry, I'm trying to see where it's shadowing. I think it's down lower even. Let me go a bit lower still. see if that works. And it's so weird because I can't, where is that sunshine coming in from? I think it's, I think the sun is moving this way. Okay, let's see if that works. I need someone to go stand by the window and, oh my gosh, what is going on? Okay, so it's, I don't know. I can't really tell where it is. I'm sorry, guys. And it moves too, so it makes it worse. Oh, man. Sorry. I should put up like a bed sheet or something like that. But yesterday, it was so dark yesterday. Anyway, okay, let's keep going. I'm going to take some of the smaller snowflakes and do them in Pool Party as well. And I just want them kind of on different heights. And then I'm going to take my silver snowflake and add a little bit of glue to the background, to the back. This would be a good thing to do if you back the silver foil with some of that sticky sheet stuff that we have for the back of dies. That would be a great thing to have on the back of this. And that way you could just peel it off and stick it down. But you have to do that before you die cut it. Okay, we'll embellish it once it's on the card. And we'll take, wow, I think I left my regular dimensionals. I left my regular dimensionals over in the other room. It's hard working in 2 rooms because I'm running back and forth a lot. So we're going to use mini dimensionals. I would recommend regular dimensionals, but mini dimensionals will work in a pinch. And the only reason I'm not using the black dimensionals is because this is just a regular piece of basic white, and I feel like maybe the black will show through, so I didn't want to do that. So let's just pop that away for a second. And you just want to kind of see, okay, where does this look good on here? Move this piece even away for a second. So you just want to kind of say, okay, where does that look good? And then you're going to take the little backings off. Oh, okay. Backings. All right. All right, I think that's straight. We'll cut the ribbon in a second. And then we're going to take this piece and put glue on the back of it. See, the reason I put the ribbon on this piece is that way you don't see it on the inside of the card. And I don't always mind it being on the inside of the card, but sometimes it's nice to hide that back loop of the ribbon behind. Okay. All right. And then we're going to trim our ribbon. And if you want to, I'm just going to kind of push this up so it kind of wants to flatten it a little bit. I don't know if see how this is curling like this, but if I kind of push it like that, it's not curling anymore. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. So I think I want to go like this. And on this side, I'm going to go like this. And then I feel like this one's too long, so I'm going to shorten it a bit. And pretty soon I won't have any ribbon left because I will have cut it all away in increments. Okay, so that looks good. And then I'm going to come in here with these. These are perfect for snowflakes. They are the Faceted Gems Trio Pack. all three of these colors would work excellent with this. And I'm just going to grab one of these, and this one's the one that has more of the blue color to it. So I thought that would look nice in the center. Okay, and that's all there is to the card front, and it's sparkly and happy. And then we're going to take a piece for the inside. This one measures, I made this one just a little bit smaller than the designer series paper layer on the front. This one is 5 inches by 3 3/4. And let's use this as a blueprint. We'll grab the happy birthday. And we'll put it not all the way into the center, but kind of part way there. And then we'll put this away. This is Pretty Peacock. And now I'm going to go back to Pool Party. And I want to show you how I figured out the swirly snowflakes. So this is the little swirl from that stamp set. So I want my swirls to kind of go away from the happy birthday. When you're stamping this stamp, those are really tiny little dots right there. So I want you to be really careful not to smush down too hard. It's like a very, very light pressing. So just when you're doing that, just very light. I can see on this one, I pressed down a little bit too much on the one end. And then this one, we're going to just kind of put, we need enough room for the snowflake on the end, right? So you're going to do the swirls first, and then you're going to come in with that small snowflake. And this is a small flake, so again, you're going to press really gently. I guess that when you're inking up your ink pad, come on, focus. When you're inking up your ink pad, they have this saying that you're supposed to kiss the stamp, not make out with it. I always found that one funny. So just gentle, gentle. Okay. And then that last one. I love those little snowflake swirls on the inside. I think that's just so much fun. And it's so easy, right? This is not hard. This took like a minute to do. So that just dresses up your inside just a little tiny bit. And it turns it into a birthday card, which I always need birthday cards. Every month, sending out the birthday cards. So we need to keep a good stash of those on hand. Birthday cards, thank you cards are all good. Okay, and so we're going to add this to here. Just make sure it's straight. Okay. All right. And there it is. Happy birthday. I think I love this. I do have a tendency to want to make blue-green snowflake cards, maybe not this early. I actually don't even like it when people say the S word this early. But this card just really, it really spoke to me in terms of the original card. That's what I looked on my shelf, and this one's like, yeah, you should do this particular bundle because it just was the right one for today. All right, thank you for hanging with me this morning. I sure appreciate it. Let's take one more look at the original card. All right, let's make it smaller. And let's move it over here. And now I'm going to put this in front of my face. Let's see, bring it in. And so you can kind of see there are bones of the original card. There is the snowflake theme. The original card had a more like a true blue. Mine's more blue-green. But, you know, it's got some of the elements. So that's how my card turned out. And that's kind of fun. how you can take that. And you can do this card and do flowers or leaves or whatever you want with it. It doesn't even have to be an object. You could just use really pretty paper and do that. So there's a lot of different ways you could do this card. And if you don't like the extra layers, like the ones that I eliminated, go ahead and eliminate them too. Don't have these Countryside Corners dies. We usually have, if you have any dies at all, look for like long rectangular shapes or just cut a rectangle. Just start creating. It doesn't have to be perfect. The nice thing about card making is that it's fast art, and it's art that you can send on its way, and it's just so you don't have to worry about it being perfect forever, right? Because it's just easy and fast, and just enjoy it at the moment and don't worry about being perfect. Okay. All right, I'm going to say hello to all of you. And if you're new to my channel, I'd love it if you would subscribe to it. Give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. I appreciate all of those. And I'll try and get to your comments eventually. Sorry, sometimes I'm a little slow. But I do try and get to all of them eventually. And if you have a question, especially if you have a pressing question, email me, because that will be the faster route. If you need my email address, where is it? It's there. I'll put it up on the screen one more time, brendaQstamps@gmail.com. So if you need to reach me more quickly, then just putting on a comment. All right, let me pop that away for now. And let me say hello. And look who's up first, Marge. And Marge is actually, she is my newest team member. So welcome, Marge. Good morning, Mary from Indiana. Good morning, Valerie from Illinois. And Valerie's also, Valerie joined this summer. So she's also on my team. Good morning, Nancy, and thank you again for those peppermints. They're the peppermint gems. They are so wonderful. I will be sure to use them. Good morning, Deirdre from Mississippi, and she finally has a nice fall day, and we do too here. Like I woke up yesterday, my weather app said we were going to get rain in the afternoon, and it proceeded to rain all day into the afternoon, into the evening. I'm like, what is going on? Like, that's not what was advertised for today. The weather app lied. And I feel it lies a lot ever since we moved to Sudbury. I cannot rely on it. And even the radar was lying. It was like it was not raining in Sudbury, but it started off with a fine drizzle yesterday, and it just did not stop all day long, on and off rain. So, today, hopefully we'll make up with it. I see the sun is wanting to try and shine down on my live this morning, so it's trying to make up for that today. All right. Hello, Nola from Eugene. And she asked if we're starting soon. Sorry for the late start this morning. Good morning, Deborah from Virginia Beach. Good morning, Marty from Pittsburgh. Good morning, Birgit from Germany. And she finally made it again. I'm so glad when you join. Good morning, Janine from Indiana. Hello, Linda. Hello, Kimberly. Hello, Sherry. Good morning, Ellie. Hello, Mommy Roo from Nebraska. Hello, Mary. Jean says she came in late, but she'll have to watch the replay in Maryland. She says, I guess we have to face the fact that winter is around the corner. Yeah, I know. I probably shouldn't have put in the snow card right now, but it just matched up so nicely with the original card. I couldn't help myself. All right. Nola says she likes my case card better than the catalog. Oh, well, that's really nice. And you know what? There are cards for everyone, because I know that some people like more intricate cards, and that's okay. we all have different preferences based on how we grew up, how much, there's just so many different variables. So there's something for everyone, and I love that. Good morning, Amy from Deer Park, Washington. Amy's also one of my team members. Good morning, Terry from Texas. Hello, Kay from Charlotte. And Deirdre says, I'm so sweet and deserving. She said she would love to see all the happy mail that I get. Well, I'm going to try and do a better job of sharing the mail I get. You know, sometimes I just live in my own little bubble, and I don't think about it, right? So I'm learning and getting older and learning and figuring stuff out. And yes, I will try and share more. So that is my goal. Good morning, Cindy from South Carolina. And she's still with her mom. We'll give your mom a hug. Moms are so special. Deirdre said, I asked if people would replace the card base that I had scored wrong. And Deirdre says she would. Her OCD would be having her get a new piece. I just didn't want to have to run out to the other room, because probably I would have also gotten a new piece. But it didn't turn out too badly. Sometimes we shouldn't look at our mistakes and think that they're like super bad. Like sometimes there are mistakes that barely look like mistakes at all. Cindy says her stamping buds get her oops with a note that says, case it, destruct it, or make your own. That's funny. Good morning, Nancy. And she says, have a blessed day. Marty says the snowflake is so pretty. And Nancy says the sun is not a problem. Well, after all the back and forth I did, the one thing I was worried about, because the sun was going back behind the trees, and I don't like it when it's got that effect. Even my glasses are reflecting the sunshine. When it has that effect, like it's almost like strobing. And then I worry about some people and that effect where it's flashing on and off, because we have a lot of trees back here. It tends to kind of cause that little strobing effect, and that's what I was actually kind of worried about. Mommy Ruth says we're okay with the sunshine. Hello, Jody. She's catching me live for once. That's awesome. Marty says she loves the font on the happy birthday. I do. That Unbounded Love bundle is a really good bundle for those words, and the labels that match are lovely. Marty says when you ink the small stamps, think about fairy footsteps. I like that. I like that better than the other thing that I said. Fairy footsteps, not elephant footsteps. And she got that from Diane Revelry, and I don't even know who that is, but that is fairy footsteps. I like that. I'm going to keep that in mind for the future. Marty says, such a beautiful card. Deirdre said, really loving the colors for a snowflake card. Louise says she likes mine better too. Well, thank you. It's just, I wanted to show the comparison just so you can see how you can take a card and make it your own, and it still has some of the original flavor with it. Marty says, I think when you case a card, it can be done using similar elements or colors. It doesn't have to be the exact card. You can also follow the sketch and make it a totally different theme. Yeah, that's the cool thing about Casing Tuesday. No one is policing us and saying, oh, that doesn't look as close enough to the original. That's why sometimes I show you that I do drop layers and I do make edits to the original layout, because it doesn't work for the stamp set that I'm using. Good morning, Cheryl from Pennsylvania. Nancy says she's originally from Michigan, and today my friends told me it snowed in the Upper Peninsula. Oh, so soon for snow in October. Yikes. Well, it was snowing on my card too, I guess, right? Linda says, another beautiful card. I'm sitting at my desk, she says, coloring the Star Santa and Mrs. Claus to make the trio box. She already made a bunch of the singles. Oh, that's awesome. I'm so glad that you made that project. That makes me happy. Mommy Rue says she will watch the replay, was talking to her daughter and granddaughter. Well, I'm glad you were talking to your family. Put your family first. I can be on replay and you can watch me afterwards. Well, thank you so much for being here with me this morning. Make your own card, see how it turns out, and then go post it over on the Facebook group and show me what you've done. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. I am going to be live on Friday again. I'm not sure what I'm doing this week. If that tree bundle is still in stock, that's probably what I'll be doing, because I have a couple of ideas that I want to do with that particular bundle, so that might be next up. And if not, I'm going to grab a different bundle off the shelf and see what I come up with. So Friday will probably be a 3D for sure. I also want to post this week, I did a video of my thank you cards that I sent out in for September orders. I did a little video of that card, so that's going to be a freestanding video. I'll post that either Wednesday or Thursday, so you can see how I made that card. All right, have a great week, everyone, and I hope to see some of you on Friday. Take care. Bye-bye.